Hola, Benny here again. Thanks so much for tuning into video number 3, where we're talking all about the 4 practices to develop more physical freedom. Today we're going to cover a practice that's all about improving specific movement skills. And there's so many different movement skills that we could cover. So I'm going to just start with a very powerful one that opens a lot of doors to a lot of other movement skills. So if you'd like to learn that, then stay tuned and we'll get into it right away. Let's go through a quick recap of what we've covered so far. So in video number 1, we covered practice number 1, mosquitoes coming along with the rain. We covered practice number 1, where we were learning all about how to release tension from your body. And you learned how that can be created. And you also learned a very powerful practice on how you can begin to start releasing it. So if you haven't seen that yet, go all the way back to video number 1. In video 2, we covered 2 practices that I found really enhanced levels of physical freedom. And they were all about deepening range of motion and really starting to break those paradigms of static flexibility training and applying it into a way that applies for movement in day-to-day life. Applies for movement in the things that you would like to do, whether it's gymnastics, martial arts, yoga, rock climbing, all of those sorts of activities. You really need to improve your range of motion, but also your strength at the same time. So to be strong in your ranges. So the third practice that we covered in video 2 was about building adaptive strength. So looking at building strength in a full body perspective. We looked at strengthening the spine and beginning to connect it with your upper and lower body. So if you haven't seen video number 2, go check that out now. Okay, so we're going to go into the details on improving specific movement skills in your body. It's the 4th pillar of the curriculum that I teach. And very important that you really establish good foundations in the previous 3 pillars of releasing tension, deepening range of motion, building adaptive strength before you spend too much time on this, because we can often strive for the fun stuff straight away and just realize we haven't got those foundations. Build deep roots and then you'll grow a very strong tree, and then you can start to sample the fruits. And these are the fruits. This is about exploring what you've got and applying different skills so you can have more fun with your body. So today I'm going to take you through the cartwheel, and we're going to break it down into a small amount of pieces so then you can find where you're at and then just start to explore this pattern. So hopefully by the end of this video, you're able to more confidently perform the variation of the cartwheel that's suitable to you. So I've chosen the cartwheel to teach you, first and foremost, it's a very fun movement. Kids know it instinctively, and I'd like to remind you, if you are an adult and you are feeling a little bit disconnected from your body and you haven't done this as a kid, to start to be able to reinvigorate the joy of moving your body more exploratively, bringing back the art of play into your life. So first and foremost, it's super fun. Second, it shows you a bunch of different things about your body. It will show you where you're flexible, where you're inflexible, where your range of motion needs to improve. It will also show you where your body's connected and also disconnected, where it's strong and where it's not. That's not to discourage you, but just to gather some information and then go back to your foundations and improve them. As you improve them, you'll come back to the cartwheel and then you'll have a better base and you'll probably naturally be able to do it. Once you've got those foundations, as we mentioned before, we need to learn how do you actually perform this specific skill. And once you're able to get the cartwheel, then a bunch of other doors will open up to you, like handstands and more advanced skills. So I look forward to teaching you just a few steps so you can break it down, find the piece where you're at, and then we'll practice it, and then you'll start to learn a bit more about your body so you can get one step more close to experience new levels of physical freedom. The first step we'll cover is a movement called the squat swoop. It's very powerful. It just teaches you how to transfer your weight from your hands to your feet and start to get used to being inverted and preparing the wrists for the rigors of the cartwheel. Begin by squatting down as deeply as your unique body can today. Then place the hand on the ground and reach around your body. The hand that's on the ground will press into the ground and will send a connection up your torso into your hips. That will then help you propel your hips up as high as you can as you swoop the leg around. Make sure you keep the movement smooth and silent. That's the marker of efficiency. Feel your body throughout the movement. Don't just focus on what's going on the outside. Feel your whole body beginning to work together as one, and only move the leg once the arm and torso are fully extended. Once you're able to perform the squat swoop in a fully connected way, you're ready for a movement I call the upsy daisy. This will really help you get ready for all of the things that you should expect when performing the relaxed cartwheel. Squat down and place your hand firmly on the ground beside you. Then allow the other hand to follow, pressing into the ground. Then you'll push through the leg, which will then send your hips up and allow your other leg to straighten up over your head. How high you press up into the movement should be determined by your ability to land softly as you come down. Gradually practice pressing up higher and higher until you reach the midpoint of the cartwheel. Once you're able to do this, you should be ready to go to the next step. So you feasted on the previous two steps of the relaxed cartwheel. Now I call this the relaxed cartwheel because we're not looking to necessarily become a gymnast with this. We want to perform it in a way where the body can be fluid and relaxed. So here's how to do it. You'll lift the leg up as if you're about to go into a lunge. Once you do that, reach forward with the arm on the same side. Bend your torso forward and place that hand into the ground. Take a leap of faith and press through the leg that you lunged onto. Then follow the hand down onto the ground and allow your hips to propel up over your head. With all of your previous practice before, this should happen nice and smoothly. Once you've mastered the basic components of the cartwheel, many other doors with specific movement practices will open up to you. The intent of showing you this movement is to open up your mind to show that once you build the foundations, there's so many options that you're able to explore with your body around that initial foundation that you built. This is where a whole bunch of other information and learning and freedom can open up to you. And an important key that I've found to get to this stage of physical freedom development is to notice the connections that form in your body even in the smallest of movements. Learn to move your body as one piece in the small, and big movements like this will become possible. That was fun. So now go back and watch over those practices with the cartwheel as much as you need. Explore the variation that's right for you. You don't need to rush all the way to the end. Just build it piece by piece and go back to your foundations, and you'll notice that new levels of freedom and competency when you're moving your body will open up to you. Now, by no means is this for you to become a renowned gymnast or anything like that. The intent of this is for you to explore your body and experience that freedom that's inside that I know you might have imagined. So go back and explore it and have a whole lot of fun in the process. So we've made it to the end of the third video of this series that's really all about the 4 foundations to create enhanced levels of physical freedom in your body. And specifically, so you can build a practice that's dedicated to new levels of physical freedom. To surmise everything that we've covered so far, we covered the first practice, which was about releasing deep levels of physical tension. Release those blockages that are restricting you from moving with freedom and from all the physiological functions of your body to flow and work more naturally. The second practice was about deepening your range of motion. The third practice was building adaptive strength. And they're really the three pillars, the three foundations. And then the fourth was improving specific movement skills, and those that open up lots of doors to new levels of physical freedom and a better experience in your body. That's how we work. That's how we build the framework and put it together. There's lots of different practices in all of those different elements. So I hope you have enjoyed what I've shared with you so far. I've definitely enjoyed sharing it with you. The most important thing is to review over the information as much as you'd like and put it into practice. So if you'd like to take the conversation further, and if you've resonated with all the things that I've been sharing in this video series so far, then you can contact me at my website, which is www.movementmonk.xyz, or you can send me an email at aloha@movementmonk.xyz. I do all sorts of different things. I teach people via online coaching around the world, and I teach workshops and seminars and mentorships and all of that sort of thing. The main thing is that I look to work with committed people. I work with committed practitioners and committed teachers that also support those who practice. So if you're really looking to experience a new way of living that's filled with more levels of physical freedom, so you can start to do the things that you're meant to do in life, where you haven't got a body that's holding you back, that's restricting you with things like pain and limitation in the way that you move, then I'd love to start to support you through that process, so you don't have to waste all the time that I did and have to make all the mistakes and also fall victim to a lot of the malpractices that are happening these days in the health and fitness industry. So if you're ready to come on a journey towards more deeply connecting with yourself, then reach out. I'll be here.